season. New show, new folks, new reasons. New level, so you know we going up. South with the old, so you know we cleaning. We gleaning, brand new story. Got a podcast, come talk with Tori. Got you fiending, new stories. New podcast, come and talk with Tori.
Hey y'all, don't forget to like, share, subscribe to Tori Talks podcast so you can stay updated with everything that's going on with the podcast. Hey y'all, welcome back to Tori Talks. I have a special guest with me today, Mr. Trayoun Maxie. Mr. Maxie was born in Shreveport, Louisiana, and spent his early childhood life there. He then moved to Greenville, South Carolina, where he attended Malden High School, graduating in the class of 2005. He was a three-sport athlete: track, basketball, and football. He was voted team captain of the track team. He also received all region and all county honors while at Malden High. He was a sophomore when he helped lead the school to the upper state championship game in football. His senior season, he led the team in receiving with 28 receptions for 303 yards. He also rushed for another 333 yards and led the team in all-purpose yards with 1,011 yards and 5 total touchdowns. Mr. Maxie left Malden High as one of the best wide receivers in the school history. After college, Maxie was invited to the NFL Regional Combine, where he continued to pursue his football dreams. In 2014, Maxie made his professional football debut playing arena football. He also played in various other arena and indoor football leagues over the course of his career, as well as winning a championship in 2016 with the East Texas Punch Indoor Football. Mr. Maxie is still training day in and day out and hopes to get another shot at the XFL or USFL in the near future. He has been a part of the AFE Team USA since 2018, and he has played in several games and attended various different events. Mr. Maxie currently lives in Longview, Texas, and he is the proud father of 2 beautiful girls. Welcome to Tori Talks.
Thanks for having me.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm pretty good. Can't complain.
That's
So,
good to hear.
yeah, so I want to talk about your football career and how, I know that you were a 3-sport athlete, but I want to know, just mainly your football career. So, like, how did you start playing football?
Well, I started playing softball. I guess you could say it's t-ball, kind of baseball, when I first started playing any type of sport. But when I seen my little brother playing football at like 6 years old, I was like, I want to try it out. So we're about 5 years apart. So the next year I started playing at like 12, and I liked it, and I've been playing ever since then.
Okay. So, well, that kind of sums up how long you've been playing football. And I know I said that you ran track and played basketball and football, and then you just mentioned t-ball. Was there any other sports that you played?
Well, yeah, I played basketball. That was really my first love. I started playing that a little bit younger age, probably around like I think 10. I think I started playing basketball, and I really wanted to play basketball and only basketball. To be honest with you, I really wasn't trying to play football at first, but I wanted to give it a try because in basketball it's kind of aggressive, and basketball is more of a finesse game. I was pretty good at it, but I realized I wasn't going to be more than 6 feet tall, and I even hit 6 feet, like 5'10" and a half. So I was like, maybe I should try to pursue another sport. So I tried to pursue I tried to pursue football, and I liked it, so I stuck with it. And I also ran track in high school. I didn't start running track until like I believe I went out in ninth grade, and then I stopped playing because I was playing AU. I mean, I stopped running because I was playing AU basketball. So I came back my sophomore year, and I ran track my sophomore year on until I graduated. And then I ran throughout college as well.
Okay. Cool, cool. And I remember a long time ago when we first met, a picture of you in your track uniform. So I remember you playing track, you running track. I do remember that. It jogged my memory when I read your bio and when you just mentioned it. Um, so you've been playing football since you were about 12. You've played high school, college, and even a professional level. What does a day in the life of a football player look like?
Well, I guess I'll take you from when I wake from far as myself from when I wake up to when I go to sleep. For as me, it's not the norm for as what I do, but I'm gonna tell you what I do. When I wake up to train around between 3 and 3:30, I wake up and I get to the gym between 3:30, 3:45 to my gym about 10 minutes away from my house. So I work out for a couple hours. I come home, shower, eat. I go to work. After work, I come home, take a little nap. I go to the field, uh, do a little position training and conditioning type training. After that, I go back. I got a gym in my garage, so I go to my garage gym sometimes, and I work out in there after I leave the field. Or if the gym not crowded, I go back to the gym. But most of the time, I just use my garage. And after that, I do kind of things to recuperate, like for as like uh leg boots, a cold tub, stem treatments, things of such of that nature, so I could come back the next day and be able to be, fully energized to do it all over again. But in between that, I usually eat after each section, and then after that, maybe watch a little film, and then I go to sleep. That's mainly what I do.
So you said a lot in there, and I have some questions about what you said. First, like, have you always played the same position, or have you changed different positions throughout your career?
Uh, Actually, when I first started playing football, this is a kind of interesting story. When I first started playing football, I actually started playing the position I play now. But in between that, I switched positions quite a few times. Honestly, I started out playing defensive back my first year of football. I didn't really like the tackle at first, so they moved me to offense, which I played offense from the time I left. I played offense probably all the way up until I got to college. So I played offense from basically 13 until I was like 18, 19 years old. But for as the positions I played running back, receiver. Receiver is what I played. Well, now it's defensive back since I've been playing so long. But receiver was what I played most of my childhood leading up until my adulthood. I played receiver, kick return, punt return, running back. I played running back and defensive back in college. So
Okay.
those were what I played in college. But that's pretty much it.
And so, like, with all of your different positions that you've played, is the training like usually the same, or is it different training that you would do for different positions?
Yeah, it's position specific training. So like for us receivers, a lot more running and catching and footwork drills. For defensive back, it's a lot of footwork drills and a lot of tackling drills. For as kick return and punt returns, just a lot of catching kicks and punts, and that's pretty much what I do.
Okay. Okay. Remember it. But you also do you watch football? And I ask that because I know like a lot of athletes they watch their film and whatever film of the other player that they're gonna play against, but they don't really watch like the sport itself in general. Do you watch the sport?
Man, you asking some good questions because that's kind of interesting that you asked that because up until this year, up until 2023, so if we would have did the interview last year, like I know I told you, we should have did, but up until last year, I did not watch much live football at all because um for a couple reasons. One reason, it really just hurt me to watch it because I would always criticize and critique and overanalyze the game, so I really couldn't enjoy it as a fan. So I never watched it up until this year, and I started watching it this year because my season, my 2023 fall season, because I play in the spring and the fall, but my fall season, my indoor season got cut short due to organization, circumstances. But so I started watching it only because I started betting on sports. So when you betting on sports, you have to watch it. So I started partaking and watching the games, and I actually enjoyed it, when I'm betting on it. But yeah, most of the time, players they don't watch games live. They usually watch film, and that's pretty much it. But fan, for a fan perspective, yeah, I enjoyed it this year so far.
So, what do you think is the most difficult? Like, why don't you think you could really enjoy it as a fan?
Mainly because I feel like I should be there. To be honest with you,
Okay.
um, because yeah, mainly because I feel like I should be there. Because leading up into maybe a few years ago, I never even wanted to go to an NFL game in person. I finally went to my first one in 2020. Was it 21? I think it was 21. Yeah, I think it was 21. My first game I ever went to was 2021, and it was difficult, for me to to go into an NFL stadium and sit up in the bleachers because I never experienced that. I never experienced that. I never did that. I never watched someone else
Mm-hmm.
play football since high school. I watch like the JV team play or something like that, but I never been a fan to go watch somebody play football other than my baby brother that's like 10 years younger than me. I went to watch him play high school football, but that's different because I'm supporting my family member. But yeah, that's the
Yeah.
main reason because
Said- Go ahead.
no, go ahead. Yeah, I'm done.
Well, no, I asked that because, like, with me, I'm an attorney, right? And so I don't
Hmm.
like watching. Well, this might be a little different, but I don't like watching like lawyer TV shows because I critique it. I'm like, that's not how that go. The judge wouldn't do that, or
Yeah,
the lawyers wouldn't be fighting in the courtroom like that in real life, So I thought maybe that's why, like, you would over critique the game itself if you was watching it. That's why I thought, that's why I asked that question.
that's exactly why. That's exactly why. I mean, I'm not judging the guys that's there because it takes extreme talent to get there. I'm not saying I'm better than them. I'm not saying they're better than me, but I just feel like I would do things different if I had the opportunity. That's all.
Yeah. So let's kind of transition into another topic. Your faith, because you're a Christian, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And so, how would you say that your faith or your Christianity, like, how did it play any role into your love of the sport of football?
Honestly, this is a very loaded question, right? I mean, answer really. It's very loaded answering question, but I feel like I'm gonna just take you to this point from now into the past, but from now, I feel like God is using me as a vessel to reach other guys that that aspire to be you know NFL college players, NFL players, professional players, period. So I feel like he's just using me as an example of hard work and what you need to do to be able to reach your goals. It's kind of bittersweet because I haven't accomplished it. So for as using me as an example, it kind of seemed kind of weird because I haven't got to the pinnacle, but I have accomplished a lot for as football is concerned. But I feel like my faith is just showing that I never waver. I never fold. I never give in. And I believe God leads me every day that I wake up, every day that I go to pursue this. It takes a lot of strength. I'm gonna be honest. I break down. I break down. Sometimes I be in the shower and I ask God. I'm like, why? Like, what do I need to do? Like, what else do I have to do? What else do I need to do to be able to accomplish what I'm trying to accomplish? Because I put so much time and heart into it, and I just don't understand why I'm coming up short. But sometimes He puts you here for a reason. And I feel like maybe my reason is to reach the youth and reach other people that can actually touch me, because the guys on the NFL level, you can't really touch them, so it's hard to actually you know be able to help the youth. For me, they could inbox me on social media, tweet me, and I'll respond. And it means a lot to a lot of people. I get that. I get messages weekly about, thank you for, doing what you're doing, keep going, you really motivate me, etc. So that really means a lot to me. So hope that answers some of your question or most of your
Yeah,
question.
yeah. And I remember like
Yeah.
seeing on your social media, like when I think you were out of the country. I can't really remember 100%, but like when you go visit the different children in the hospitals and things like that. So yeah, I mean, everything has a purpose, and maybe that's the purpose for now with your football career. But it ain't over, so you never know what God's gonna do.
Yep, you're right.
But how do you balance your faith, your Christianity, and football? And I guess what I mean by that is like do you set I know you said your days are pretty long with training. So like is there a moment that you set aside or a day that you set aside, where you just focusing in on your relationship with God, or like how do you balance the two lives, two into one life?
This is going to be an interesting answer to answer your question, but I honestly I talk to God throughout the day, like from when I wake up and I go to the gym, because I'm in the gym by myself because it's three something in the morning. So it takes a certain mental fortitude to be able to push through that and push yourself. So I always feel like I hear God telling me, "Push. You could go. You could go more. You could go more." And I talk to Him. I pray to Him. Just tell Him, give me strength to help me throughout the day, and not only at when I'm working out, even when I'm at my my regular job or whatever. When I'm working my regular job, I talk to them, tell them help me get through the day and just keep going. Before it's like for us when I'm not doing anything and I'm just relaxing, or maybe watching TV, when I hardly ever watch TV, but when I'm watching something, um I talk to them. Then I try to pray before. I try to pray in my free time, and I try to you know listen to the word on TV. Matter of fact, when I before I go to work in the morning, my TV be on out in my living room, and I don't know if you know, but like every morning, like the programs be on, like the little 30 minutes to hour program that's they talk. It's a preacher up there talking about God or whatever. And sometimes when I'm getting dressed, I just listen to it. Just listen to the topic he's speaking on, and that that's another way I get some
Yeah.
word or whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much what I do.
Okay. Do you have like a favorite Bible scripture or story in the Bible that you always reach back to, like just to keep your faith strong?
Yeah, one of my favorite, basically is my favorite verse. My favorite verse is James 2 verse 22 through 26. I believe. For as the body without the spirit is dead, faith without work is dead also. I think, yeah. That's basically my favorite one, basically. But yeah, that's my favorite verse.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
And so, is there anything else you want to talk about with football? before I move on?
Uh, not too much. I don't think. I think that's pretty much it. I think
Okay,
for as football is concerned, I'm still
okay,
playing. That's my.
yeah, yeah. And what about your faith? Because I have one more topic, but I don't want to move ahead if you have something else to say.
Uh, for as like everybody out there that's pursuing anything, not only in sports, just in life in general. Just keep striving, keep going. Don't get discouraged. Don't you know, times will get hard. You got to embrace the journey. See, what a lot of people don't do, they don't embrace the journey. You got to look forward to the journey. The journey is that's the beauty in it. I don't care about the destination. I really care about the journey, and that's why I'm still going, because you got to love the journey. The journey is everything. The ups, the downs. That's part of it. You got to face the adversity. You got to endure the adversity and just got to keep striving. And then once you accomplish something, you got to find something else to accomplish. Like for myself, for example, I win championship. I want to win again the next year. I don't even really enjoy it. I enjoy it for maybe a day or two, and then I'm focused on trying to win the next one. And that's how you got to approach life. You got to focus on the now, and then focus on the next thing, and that's just pretty much it.
So I mean, I know you pretty well. I've been knowing you for a long time. I also know that you invest. Um,
Uh huh.
so how did that, like, how did you start investing? And what do you
Um,
invest in?
I'm sorry, what you say?
And what do you invest in?
Oh, okay. Well, I started to invest. I actually, my dad really pushed me to really invest, but I was investing, but I wasn't investing the correct way. My dad, he really pushed me to start investing the correct way, which means at first, say, um, I started probably when I was around, 2008. How old was I in 2008?
You probably
I
was
don't
like
even know. Probably
21.
20. Yeah, yeah. That's when I really kind of started. Um, I got a refund check from college. So instead of most kids, they'll go throw it away, blow it. I opened up an account at Bank of America, an interest bearing account at Bank of America, and I just put my money in there, and I didn't spend none of it. So year in and year out, when I got the refund checks, I just kept putting it in there. And
You
before
were
I
smart.
knew it, yeah, I didn't spend it. Only time I spent a little bit of it, well, I was working. At this point, I was done playing football because I was just trying to finish college. I didn't have no more eligibility, so I was just trying to get my degree. So at this point, I'm working my way through college. So I would just use those checks. I put them in the bank, let them accumulate interest. It wasn't much, like maybe 2%, but um but my checks at work, I just, spend them on things I want. Like I bought myself a car and, pay rent and all that type of stuff. So that's how I really started. And from the last 2.5 years, I think it took me to finally graduate or whatever, them refund checks, once I graduated college, had added up, plus the money I saved from work, had added up to be a pretty good nest egg. So my dad was like, "How much money do you?" He went ask like exactly how much money you got, but I kind of told him. He was like, "You need to start, investing in such and such." And so I started investing in index funds at first, and that's what I did for years. And
What's an
since
index fund?
COVID, index fund is like an ETF. It's like a bundle of stocks into one, like the S&P 500. That's an index fund. It got the top 500 largest companies in the United States or whatever, in the world, whatever. But like the Apples, the Teslas, the Microsoft, all that's in one stock. So instead of you investing in that specific company, you can invest in all the companies in one, Walmart, all those in one. So that's basically what the index fund is. It's basically like it's not risk free, but it's low risk. Very low risk for us invested in the index fund. It usually generates between 7 to 10% annually. That's what return you usually get. Last couple of years it ain't been that. Well, actually it was that last year, but it ain't been there like it's been on and off. It's not been as consistent since COVID happened. But to answer your previous question, I started really investing like you said, like in 2020 for us like going really hard 2020 like for us growth stocks and really getting very diversified. I didn't really get diversified into like 2020. But
Hmm.
before then, I was just invested in index funds and just basically in my, that interest bearing account for Bank of America. That's about it.
Now, when you say 2020, you mean like during COVID or right before COVID? Because COVID was 2020.
Towards probably the end, November, I think November ish, 2020, I really went in heavy. Worth the money, I diversified it. I took it out of my interest bearing accounts, my Roth IRA. I mean, I kept my Roth IRA, but I took it out of my Bank of America and my and the index funds. I said I took it out and I put it into tech and into more growth stocks or whatever to try to build build wealth quicker. That's basically what I was trying to do. And as well as crypto, I really embraced crypto in like 2019, 2020. So that's what I'm really focused on at this point because I feel like the stock market is being very manipulated right now. So I'm kind of backing away from the stock market until
Yeah.
that stuff sorted out. But I still do my index funds and everything daily. But
Okay.
yeah, that's pretty much it. Towards the end of 2020.
Yeah, I was gonna ask like if there's somebody who is interested in investing in the stock market, what would you recommend? But you said right now you're taking chilling out on it.
If you just wanted to jump in right now, the safest thing to do is probably just index funds. I would say invest in index funds. I wouldn't do, this is not financial advice because I'm not a financial advisor. So don't, because I
Yes,
could get in
not
trouble
a
for that. But
financial advice.
if I had to give my advice, yeah, I'm for it myself. If I was just starting, I would invest in just index funds until the stock market comes. And the thing that's going to be the cutting edge for us investments is AI. AI is going to be
Hmm.
huge here in a near future. So I just started investing in AI probably like 6 months ago. I got a ETF I invested in for AI is called QQQ. It's a very I like it a lot because I feel like it's gonna accumulate wealth pretty quick. Probably within the next 10 years, a lot of people are going to be retiring off of AI within the next 10 years.
That
Yeah.
and EV, electric vehicles.
Yep. EVs. Yep. EVs was the crazy thing about EVs during the COVID. The EV sector was booming. Like the all the EV stocks were skyrocketing. But then like after COVID, basically after election, they just went down, and that's kind of crazy because the president the Democrats they really believe in that type of stuff. So
The
I'm not
energy.
yeah, they just manipulating. They're manipulating the stocks right now. But if you buy them right now, buy them cheap, it's gonna be worth some eventually.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know too much about the stock market. I invest, but I don't know. I really don't be knowing what I be doing. I just be trying different stuff, and if it work, it work. If it don't, that's fine.
Hey, it's better to be in the game and try it than being outside the game because the stock market is it's the main vessel to financial freedom. And building generational wealth. It's hard to build generational wealth without the
Yeah,
stock market. It's just
yeah.
hard. That's what it is.
Unless you win the lottery or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You need something like that life event to happen on, you know, if you're a doctor or something like that, maybe, or a lawyer. But yeah, but if you just a regular 9 to 5 worker, you're gonna work your life away. You're not gonna ever be able to retire. It's just not gonna happen because If you're like an 80s or 90s baby, your Social Security might not be there once you retire.
I
So,
not be there.
and if it is, yep, and if it is there, it's going to be it's not going to be much money. So it's hard to live off of $1,500 a month, especially thinking in 2040, 2050, trying to live off that much. You're not going to be able to do it.
It's not
So,
gonna work.
oh,
Um, yeah. So I want to talk a little bit about what's behind you. I know we offer football, but I want to talk about what's behind you. What's that jersey behind you?
this jersey is the first USA jersey I played in for American football events when we travel around the country, play other countries in football, but this was the very first one. And we retired. I mean, I retired it because we started wearing different uniforms. So went from blue to red. We mixed. We just changed uniforms often. So I decided to just put this one in the frame because it was my very first one.
That's
Yeah, and then
nice.
right above it is my Hall of Fame plaque because I was voted into the Hall of Fame for the US for Team USA. So that's what's behind it. And all these other jerseys, just previous jerseys I played in for my team so far.
Okay. Okay. And I see the number 7. I remember you were the number 7 in high school, college. So you just kept the same number?
Yeah. Actually, yeah, pretty much. I like just stick with the same number. Um, yeah, just pretty much. I mean, sometimes I switch from. I was 5 for a little bit, 14 for a little bit. But mainly if I could get 7, I'm gonna stay with 7. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Um, what is something that wait, how does this question go? What is something that you know now that you wish you knew 10 years ago?
Well, I wish I was 10 years younger. No, I'm playing. But something I wish I knew 10 years ago or something that I wish probably, what, can you repeat the question one more time?
What's something that you know now that you wish you knew 10 years ago?
Oh, um, basically, like we were just talking about it before. Well, a couple of things. One, what we just was talking about, how to invest. I wish I would start investing earlier, like I invest now. Because if I did, probably be a millionaire right now. Because how I invested before was very low risk.
Scary.
If I would just if I would have just invested $1,000 into Facebook back when Facebook first started, I'd be close to a millionaire almost. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I just wish I knew how to invest correctly back then. My dad said the same thing because he didn't start until later on in life as well. So like in 2008, that dot-com bubble and all that stuff had burst. So the economy went down. Everybody lost their jobs and all
Mm-hmm.
that because the mortgage-backed securities, that was doing that crooked stuff. So that would have been a great time to start investing like I invest now, because it'd probably been worth a lot of money by now. Because in 2008, that's when I first started. Period. So all I started was doing, was putting my money in the banks, which wasn't smart. Me putting my money in the bank then because most of the banks crashed. Bank of America, I don't know if they was on that list or not. If they were, they got bailed out because all the banks got bailed out after that happened. So my
Mm-hmm.
money was protected. But yeah, that's probably it. That was probably the number one thing, and the number two thing is me knowing how to train for football. I didn't train correctly 10 years ago. I didn't train correctly at all. I just been probably training correctly for the last probably since I broke my leg in 2015. So since 2016, I feel like I've been training correctly. So probably the last 6 or 7 years, I might have been training correctly, but before then, I wasn't training correctly. I was training like a bodybuilder, and you don't want to
Mm-hmm.
train like that when you're playing football. So, yeah, that's probably pretty much it.
Okay. Okay. So, um, I every now and then I do something called this or that. And what I do
Mm-hmm.
is I give you two options, and you have to tell me which of the two options you're going to choose.
Okay.
You understand? Okay.
Yes, I got you.
So, so barefoot or slippers in the house?
Ooh, you started out with a tough one. Right now, I'm barefooted, so I guess we're gonna go bare feet in the house. But I don't like the bottom of my feet to be dirty, so I would say flip flops. But right now, I'm barefoot, so it's about 50-50, but I'm gonna stay with barefoot.
Okay.
That's how
Um,
that's how you play the game, right?
yeah, that's how you play. Yeah. But you
Okay,
got, yeah, you gotta be quicker, but that's fine. It's fine.
okay, okay.
Do you cereal before milk or milk before cereal?
Cereal before milk. I'll put the cereal in first.
Okay. Money or respect?
I probably would say respect. I yeah, respect because. Do you want me to elaborate or just say it's quick
No,
hitters?
elaborate. You can elaborate.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was quick hitters or something like that. But yeah, I would say respect because a man without his respect, I just feel like what are you without respect? Like if somebody don't respect you, they'll just treat you any kind of way or do you any kind of way. Money is materialistic, money. If I lose all my money tomorrow, I know how I got it in the first place, so I could get it again. So money,
Hmm.
it don't bother me. Like right now, for as like we was talking about stock market, I'm down a lot because of how everything is going. But I'm not worried about that because I know I can get it back in the future. So, but respect, when somebody don't respect you, they always not gonna respect you. I got a saying that I always say, you ain't gotta respect me, but you're not gonna disrespect me. So you don't have to respect me, but you're not gonna disrespect me. So long as you don't disrespect me, we fine. So I would say respect though.
Okay. Okay. Iced coffee or hot coffee?
Okay, that's pretty easy. Iced coffee in the summer, hot coffee in the winter.
No.
Okay, if I had to just pick one all year round, I would say probably iced coffee. Iced coffee all year round.
Iced coffee.
All year round, yeah.
He said that's an easy one. No.
Always trying to hedge my bet up.
Yeah, you was trying. TV or radio?
Uh, I don't. When I was younger, would have been radio, but now in my older years, I'll probably say TV.
Louisiana or South Carolina?
Woo wee! Gonna make if some of my people see this, they gonna probably be hurt. They gonna be hurt by this, but I gotta go when I was born and when I was brought up, man, what's in my blood. All my family from Louisiana, so Louisiana, because I love South Carolina, but I feel like South Carolina kind of really gave me a raw deal because I'm kind of bitter towards not the state, but just my not even my high school, just kind of like my coaches from back then. I don't feel like they pushed me forward, like pushed me out so I could be able to get recruited better than I got recruited. So I feel like if I played high school football in Louisiana, no doubt I would probably be in the NFL. I just feel like that. That's how I feel. And everybody, all my homeboys that I kick it with now, they all say the same thing. They all say the same thing. So I wish I would have stayed with my grandma and probably went to high school in Louisiana. So to answer your question, Louisiana is not close.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, where can the people find you?
The people can find me on all social media platforms. Facebook, just my name, Trayoun Maxie. Uh, Instagram at Lock 'em Up Trey. Uh, Twitter, Trayoun Maxie 14 on Twitter. I think on TikTok, just Trayoun.Maxie. But that's pretty much it on all social media platforms except for Twitch. Even on YouTube, Trayoun Maxie. That's it. But yeah.
Okay. And is there anything else that you want to say before we go?
I'm starting a brand. Well, I already started my brand, but I'm starting a clothing line for my brand called Legendary Grind. T-shirts going to be dropping in probably the next month or two. I'm gonna have T-shirts, sweatshirts, coffee mug. I'm gonna have all the all kind of accessories and type stuff. So I'm gonna start dropping that. I'm slowly trying to roll it out. I'm gonna start training in my shirts. Trying to promote it that way. But basically just be on the lookout for my clothing line and my brand that I done launched already, but just the clothing line of my brand. But that's pretty much it. For
Legendary
that Legendary Grind. That's what it's called.
Grind.
But yeah. So besides that, I'm probably gonna be coming to a city near you all eventually to play. I might, God willing, I'm probably gonna play 2 to 4 more years. I don't like putting a time on it because you put a time on it, you kind of already, retiring semi. But I'm hoping to play at least 2 to 2 years at least. I'm gonna just say that at least 2 more years. But yeah, no, I'm gonna be, going. If you're watching this from overseas, you might see me in a country near you, and if you're watching this from, the states, I might be in a state near you in 2024. So come out, come watch me, come support. That's pretty much it.
Well, thank you for joining us today. I really appreciate it. This was a good talk.
Thank you for having me. And before I go, I want to know what's your future. What you plan on doing for 2024. What's your goals and plans for 2024?
I haven't thought about that just yet. Hopefully, prayerfully, my husband finds me and we get married. But yeah, that's all I had
Oh,
planned.
so you're not. So you're still single, huh? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, yeah. Well, I hope I hope that happens for you for real. You deserve it. I feel like every woman deserves to find a husband. So maybe that'll happen for you in 2024, and you start a family, have kids. Cause I know you don't have any kids, but yeah, that'd be great.
Yep. But thank you for that question. Now I won't be able to sleep tonight. Now I'll be thinking about that. What are my goals for
But
2024?
see,
That'll
the
be what
thing
I
about it is, the thing is, I know you make. I'll be watching your podcast, all your episodes. So I know in your previous seasons, you always your last episode, you have like your what you want to do the next year. So I was
yeah.
just throwing that in there. So I started thinking about it since it's already October 4th. Yeah, October 4th, I think. Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
almost the end of the year. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So
only
thank you.
less than 2 months. Yeah, yeah. So less than 3 months. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
So something to think about.
well, thank you. I'll have to get my little handy dandy notebook and start writing stuff down.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, y'all. Thank you for listening this week to Tori Talks. I hope and pray that something was said that resonates with you on this week. And if there's any specific topic or person that you want to see and hear on a podcast, let me know. Email me, tori.talks9@gmail.com, or hit me up on Instagram, tori.talks9. See y'all soon.